Hey, good morning, everybody. Time for another daily tangle. Today's is X-Perope. I guess that's how you say it. Who knows? Some of these tangle names are made-up names, so they really don't have a way to say them in particular, I don't think. So this is by Anjanetta Landegren. It's a grid tangle and it looks a bit complicated. It's going to be one of those ones where I really have to think hard. I'm just going to give it a go. I'm trying to decide whether I want to actually see this grid in my tangle, or if I want to do it as a pencil grid and have that kind of disappear. And I think that's what I want to do. I think I actually want the pencil grid to kind of disappear. I'm just going to do parts of it maybe. So I'm going to start by just placing myself down a pencil grid. Oops, my pencil needs to be sharpened. Pardon me a moment while I sharpen my pencil. Might as well do it on screen so you can see what I'm doing here. There we go. That's better. All right, let's give this a go. Kind of. My grids are never really even. Not sure if this one really makes a difference if it's even or not, but it's going to be as even as I can get without measuring. Measuring's the only way I really get an even grid. Yeah, that one's not. Do I even have the same number going across? I don't even know. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, okay, so it's an even grid anyway. All right, close enough. I'm gonna give that a whirl. I apologize if the lighting gets soft and then bright because it is just partly cloudy outside. Looks like it's going to, there's a possibility of a little bit of rain. And so the sun keeps coming and going. All right, let's see. Step one. Step one. We're going to do that one. So looks like every other square alternating, we do this little arch like so. So we're gonna do it, and it looks like it's about, not quite half. I'm trying to decide where I want that to go, but it's not quite at the halfway point. A little bit less. So okay, so something like that. Okay, so every other one is going to go here. And here, and then that one, skip one, that one, skip one. Okay, so it goes here, and then there, and then there. Okay, oops, and one here. All right, whenever you're doing an alternating grid where it's every other one, it's actually easier to go on the diagonal than it is to go 1, 1, 1. Just as a tip for you. Okay, let's see. This next step is goes from the corner to about halfway and then to the corner. From the corner to halfway to the corner. Okay, so from this corner to about halfway to the corner. From the corner to about halfway to the corner. Like so. Corner, halfway, corner, halfway, corner, halfway, corner, halfway, corner, half into the corner, half into the corner, half and to the corner, half and to the corner. Something like that. Step 2. I might not have been arched enough. Looks like I might not have been arched enough, but that's all right. And anytime you draw for the first time, there's always a learning curve. So now I want to do a line from here to there. I think I'm going to turn my tile just so I'm drawing in an easier. I like to go right to left instead of up to down. So that is the line I want right there. Oops, I didn't quite make it into the corner for that one. Oh well. Okay. All right, so that matches, right? Yep. And then number 4. Number 4, I need to do in the square that's empty, we're going to do a curve that connects this to that. This to that, this to that, this to that. Okay, and this one will be here. And there. Okay, did I miss any? You don't think so? Okay. And then we do that same kind of a V thing. I'm going to turn it around. No. Okay, I want it to stay matching my sample, at least for this time. All right, so here it needs to have that same from the corner to half and then to the corner. Corner to the half and to the corner. It's the same motion that we did on the other. Okay, from the corner to the half, half to the corner, corner to the half. Ah, that's why mine going the other way didn't look quite right, because I tried to make this curve straight and it should have had this little V in it. It should have been a bump, and mine are more of a straight curve. It's okay, but that's why mine doesn't match. I'm just trying to analyze what I'm doing and how I can do it that makes it match better in the future. That's why that curve is different. And then it appears we want to do that same thing again on this side. Yeah? Yeah. Okay. That looks interesting just in and of itself, like that, like ropes and lines. And I imagine that you could embellish these instead of filling in with these auras, the arched auras. You could do anything that you wanted up in here. But we're going to do it like it shows in the pattern, which is to do aura like such. Like that. So it might be easier to go ahead and draw the V shape so that my lines meet better than I did right there. So I'm going to go ahead and just do it that way instead. Like that. And then these are going to go this way. And these go this way. You can see why you need that V to be a little more pronounced, because these, if I'm following that line, are not as pronounced. I want more of a bumpy shape, I think. Like so. Is that correct? Yes. Okay, this one has to come like that, and then this is half a one. Okay. I suppose I could do my exterior square here. So the landing spot. Should have probably drawn that first. It would have been easier. But that's all right. Just gonna connect those up best I can. Okay. All right. Let's try this again. Where's a good spot to start? So I know where I'm at. I'll start this way. Oh. Totally not correct. Well, I was supposed to stop here at this pencil line. I did that same thing here too. Okay, well then the ones on this corner are just wrong. No biggie. That's why this curve isn't right. I wondered why that didn't look right. Okay, let's try this again. From here to here to there. Okay. Maybe there is a reason that there's not a pencil grid, because when you have just the pencil grid, you tend to not see it. Silly me. It's okay once it's all filled in. Probably won't notice it much anyways, but that was the whole point of this. I guess that's why you don't do it as a whole V shape. You want to follow, because you have to stop the pencil grid, which I didn't do there either. At least not very well. All right, so you want to do your triangles and not try to make V shapes, because that created an issue. Sometimes my videos are really good learning as to what not to do. And that's all right. Doesn't mean that it just because you did something that was unexpected does not mean that you need to give up on the tile. Some people would just totally give up and say, well, I screwed it up, so I have to start over. That is not the case. Just want to keep going with the pattern and just kind of go with the flow and do the best you can with it. It might not turn out exactly the way you expected, but that's all right. Don't give up on a tile. Give it a fighting chance to become something different and new. Yeah, that's good. Not bad at all. It's coming. It's just a little different. It's just not quite right in some of these spots, but it's fine. Doesn't have much of a curve to it because of the way I drew it. That one has a better curve. Okay, that way, and this way. And this way. Okay, yeah, that's better. All right, one more row, and then we can just stop and shade. So since that pencil grid thing caused me some grief, perhaps you ought to do it exactly the way it shows, which is to make a pen grid instead of a pencil grid. You know, I'm always trying something different from the pattern designer. Sometimes it works out, and sometimes it does not. Alrighty. Okay. Let's shade this puppy. You know, I think I am gonna erase my pencil grid. Just so in this white part, I don't see those lines. In this filled in part, it doesn't make any difference because pretty much you get rid of that with the shading anyway, but I'm going to shade on all of these lines and on those. So I want the V and that one. So it really didn't make that much difference because I'm going to create that V anyway. It's mostly in these white parts. Yeah. If I was to do it again, I would definitely do it with the full-on ink grid. I created some issue where I'm missing my V. I don't have that V shape right there to shade. let's shade that and see what happens. Now blend it, not shade it. Blend it. See how that creates. That's a great thing. Creates those triangles that pop in and out. Different. They kind of lumpy bumpy. But then this one's just gonna not be a triangle because of the way I missed. I didn't do that one spot. Oh, that's right. All right. Okay. And then I think I want to put a little bit of shading trying to decide how I want to emphasize where do I want to emphasize stuff, because that will make a difference as to what I do. I think I'm going to choose to emphasize this side. So like this side, and then this side. This side. And this side. There's various ways I could have done this. I could have done just the little ends where like they come together. I could do this side and this side. Various things I could do. And depending on where I decide to put this pencil, it will look different. I've decided I want to do this side. On all of them. Okay. Trying not to get my fingers in anything, but I'm going to end up with my fingers and stuff anyway. But just going to go this way with this. blend that a little bit more, make it a little bit softer. Oh, there goes my light again. Sun went behind a cloud. And it's back, sort of. That does make for challenging lighting. When you're drawing and stuff, I've noticed I really need good light. Perhaps it's just my age. Or it's just that you really just need good light. But good light does seem to help when you're drawing. I'll notice when I'm drawing somewhere where I didn't have good light, when I see it in the better light, that there's all sorts of places, especially if I'm using my pen, my Micron, to color in places. I really notice spots that I missed when I thought I'd filled it all in and I didn't. Or I left some little bits of white. That all has to do with poor lighting. So whenever you can, try to draw in better light. All right, something like that. Nice and soft, a little bit of shadows, a little bit of shading. I like it. I learned some things. If nothing else, when you do stuff, you learn stuff. You learn things. Learn things about yourself. You learn things about the pattern. It's all good. I'm going to give this its name, which is X-Perope. Myself a signature. And there's the pattern for today. X-Perope by Anjanetta Landegren.